Thank you for joining me. You know, I think today's video is perhaps the most important video I have ever recorded. We'll get to that just as soon as we spin the intro. So we are back. Why do I say this is the most important video I've ever recorded? Because it involves your safety and my safety. This past week, I have cut my thumb. I have cut my finger on some sheet metal and it became infected and I had to deal with that. And it got me thinking, you know, this, having a Band-Aid here is great, but it's not adequate. And so I'm ordering an actual first aid kit, because every workshop should have a first aid kit. You just don't know what's going to happen, and your safety is dependent upon fast response. And if you have a first aid kit there, you can bandage yourself or whatever should you cut yourself or trip and break a bone or whatever you need to do. The first aid kit is absolutely a necessity in a workshop. Now there's one other thing, and I know one luthier who has had a problem with this because he almost burned his house down, but he had a fire, and you need to have a fire extinguisher very close at hand, because you're working with chemicals, you're working with solvents, you've got rags and things around in your shop that can be subject to spontaneous combustion, and you don't want that. So you need to have a fire extinguisher and you need to have a first aid kit. I've got links down below that will lead you to an Amazon fire extinguisher and a first aid kit if you're inclined and you want to go and order something. But that's really, really important. The other thing is, we're used now to wearing masks. Having a dust mask is an important thing because it protects your lungs. Sawdust is particularly fine. Now, when we're working on a guitar, the back of the guitar and the top, the dust, especially when you're using rosewood, is almost as fine as flour, and that can be really damaging to your lungs. So you really need to get yourself some dust masks. Now, the masks that we're using because of this virus that we're going out with, the little blue ones, that's better than nothing. Ideally, having something like this for your shop is important, but you may not be able to get it right now because of the demand for masks. But get yourself a mask. Now, two other areas I want to talk about. One is your hearing. And I know that there's at least one doctor here who has responded to me and said, you need to have ear protection. I wear hearing aids, and the hearing aids, when I get any kind of noise level increasing in my shop, shut down. My ears are plugged because of the hearing aid, and that compensates for any kind of loud noise. But if I don't have them in, then I need something like this that I can put in here like this, or over the top of the head, whatever. These are not expensive, and you can order these pretty well anywhere. You can get these, which are just ideal because these just go over the head, clamp on, and they actually cancel out the noise of saws, sanders, electric sand, hand sanders, as well as the thickness sander over there. So having ear protection is very important. Now, the last thing I want to mention, and this is probably at the top of the list. Well, I don't know, all of these are at the top of the list, they're so important, but that's eye protection. When you're working, especially with routers, and you're working with wood and chips fly up, you do not want to get a sliver in your eye. You don't want a nail in your eye. You don't want a broken rotor bit into your eye. You don't want a chip off the saw blade coming up and hitting you in the eye. Nothing like that. wear eye protection, and that's what these are for me. You can get them in all kinds of different styles. I've got goggles linked down below. If you don't have any, you really should do that. Well, I don't want to belabor this. These are all absolutely critical and important things to have in your workshop. I've got links down below, as I said. I'm ordering the first aid kit. It'll be here probably tomorrow or the next day because it's absolutely necessary to have in there. And behind me, the fire extinguisher. Oh my goodness. It's so easy to start a fire, and in a workshop where the wood is all dry, boom, combustion can happen and you can have a major problem. Well, you now know, and you now know why it's the most important video I've done. It's your safety and it's my safety. Let's stay safe. Now, in order to be sure that we stay safe, let's have a cup of English breakfast tea and just think about what it is that we have to order and get it done. That's all there is to it. Do it. Now, I am in the process of taking these clamps off, and I've put the linings around here. So check me out on Instagram, because on Instagram I'm putting up pictures of this up close so that you can see some of the stuff that we've done. That's a little hard in order to film, but I can take some snapshots of it and put that up onto Instagram. So there are about 1,600 and I don't know, 50, 60 pictures up there. So check it out and follow me on Instagram. Thanks very much, friends. I really do appreciate you being here. That's it for me today. I'm out of here. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.